We finally know why they are called the Bad Batch, because they have produced a bad batch of episodes in their own series. Now, the season finale has dropped. There will be spoilers ahead, but as you can probably tell by that, I'm not too pleased about it. So before I say what I think, I'm going to run the intro and then we'll get going. So like I said, I found out why the Bad Batch are called the Bad Batch, because the batch of episodes in the series are bad. Really, we didn't get anywhere. Like, what's the plot of season 1? I get that most series in Star Wars do kind of use the first season as an intro season, but still I expected much more from season 1 of the Bad Batch, because there's not going to be 7 seasons of this like the Clone Wars say. There's probably not going to be 4 seasons of this like Rebels, and even the Mandalorian season 1, I wouldn't call it an intro season. So yeah, I'm very disappointed. There probably will only be 2 seasons to this, so how can they use a whole season as an intro season? I don't know, but I'm going to talk more about the finale than the whole series as a whole, at least to start with for this video. So let's get on with that then. This could have been wrapped up in 5 minutes, couldn't it? Everyone wanted a long season finale, but I mean, if they somehow dragged this out to 50 minutes, it would probably be like my least thing in Star Wars ever. So I'm glad that this episode, being the like episode that it was, like being only half an hour, say, but I would rather this episode be different and then be longer, if you get what I'm saying. I didn't want this story that we got for this season finale to be stretched out to a 50-minute episode. But yeah, what really happened? At the end of the last episode, they were shooting Camino. We start this episode, they're still shooting Camino, and then to summarize, they escaped. That's about it. They had some troubles and then they escaped. That's literally it. Nothing happened. No one died. It's literally it. Nothing happened. Crosshair didn't go back with the Bad Batch afterwards. He decided to stay with the Empire. There's no cliffhanger, is there? Like, we got the Nala Se stuff at the end, but the only cliffhanger there is what she's going to be doing for the Empire, which is either some random clone stuff or Palpatine. No one is that bothered what it's going to be. That's not a cliffhanger like, can't wait for season 2 of the Bad Batch, I need to find out what Nala Se's working on. And it's not like Crosshair being stuck on that platform is a cliffhanger anyway. They're not going to have him sit there and like die of starvation. He's either going to get picked up by the Bad Batch if he like decides to contact them before they leave the planet, which isn't going to happen, or the Empire is going to come look for him when like their scouts come. So that's not a cliffhanger either. So I'm not excited for season 2 of The Bad Batch because this finale was so bad. Like I said, what actually happened in it? They struggled to get off Camino and eventually they did. Like, yeah, in terms of, like, if the story was set in stone and told to me that all that this episode is going to be is them struggling to get off Camino, then I would be happy with this being the story like of them struggling to get off, but I wouldn't want the season finale to be them just struggling to get off Camino, if that makes sense. Like, this is a very good struggling to get off Camino story, but why is it a struggling to get off Camino story for the season finale? There's meant to be big stuff happening, but there just wasn't. So I can only hope that season 2 is going to actually have a purpose, because since episode 1, where Crosshair originally like went bad and like started working for the Empire, no progress has happened to the story. We genuinely could have had like a 5-minute like debrief of like a massive time jump and just saying that they worked for Sid and did some missions and stuff like that, and the whole of this series been told in that, because genuinely we ended episode 1 with Crosshair being at the Empire. They escaped with Omega. We finished season 1 with Crosshair being in the Empire and they escape with Omega. Like, oh no, they've got AZ as well. Let's not forget they have AZ. Now, yes, I get that Camino is destroyed, but that only happened in the last 2 episodes. So there's been 3 episodes of purpose in a 16-episode series. So what were the 13 episodes in the middle actually for? I don't know, and it's just so annoying that something like this has been wasted. And it's not that I didn't enjoy it, because in the individual episodes I did enjoy them, because I've made videos on each of them. I did like a lot of them. You know, we saw Cad Bane, we saw Fennec Shand, we saw Cad Bane fight Fennec Shand, but it's just wasted potential. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Okay, I'm probably mad as well. I'm mad and disappointed. But yeah, it's just wasted potential. They could have put these efforts into another series that's coming out and like make it come sooner. Say like The Mandalorian has been delayed. Put your efforts into The Mandalorian, make it come sooner rather than having 13 episodes of rubbish in the Bad Batch episode season 1, or put your focus into this and make the 13 episodes actually good and compress season 1 and 2 into one incredible like season. Why can't you do that? I don't understand what the point of half of the well, not even half, like 90% of the Bad Batch actually is. And if you enjoyed the Bad Batch, good on you. I wish I did. Which I mean, I do individually, but not as a whole story because it's just pointless. It just seems like the whole thing was filler. But like I said, I could happily rewatch this as individual episodes or rewatch this like the whole way through, knowing what's going to happen at the end. So not expecting anything huge and enjoy it because it is fun. It is like Wrecker's funny, Hunter's a great character, he's a great leader, Omega's development is cool, Crosshair's a cool character, Tech's cool, Echo doesn't really do anything sadly. But yeah, it's enjoyable to watch when you know that nothing's going to happen. So I shouldn't have set my expectations so high, but to be honest, I don't think I did set them too high. I just wanted something worthwhile to happen. So what we got out of the Bad Batch is the Camino being destroyed, a slight transition of clones to stormtroopers, Nala saying the Kaminoan scientists being taken into the Empire, Crosshair turning bad, Omega joining the Bad Batch, and that's it. I mean, they technically still work for Sid because they never spoke to her saying that they don't want to work with her anymore. So yeah, if season 2 starts with them doing another mission for Sid, I'm going to lose it. Oh dear. But yeah, please do let me know what you thought about the Bad Batch season finale, because what I'm seeing on TikTok, on YouTube, is generally that people are disappointed, and it's understandable. It's a season finale. Look at the Mandalorian season 1 finale. That was incredible. We thought Moff Gideon had died. Oh wait, he hadn't died. Yes, okay, that's not really story progress because he is still alive, but it was still good to see. IG-11 sacrifice. And the main difference between the Mandalorian and the Bad Batch is not that the Mandalorian had crazy story development in the season 1, but it's just it still didn't feel like filler. Every episode had a purpose, and it was Mando finding out what he actually wanted to do. Every episode of the Bad Batch didn't. It just felt like another filler episode so they can get to the finale and then actually do something. The episodes in the middle just felt like they were there for the sake of being there, so the Bad Batch series isn't 4 episodes long. Now I don't know if anyone feels the same, please do let me know. But yeah, The Mandalorian season 1 ended fantastically. The season finale was incredible. I was so hyped for season 2. I don't care for Bad Batch season 2. That's the difference. Like I said, yes, Mando season 1 didn't have the craziest story development. There wasn't too much progress on his mission with Grogu. I mean, he only found out his mission at the end, to be fair. There wasn't too much progress in terms of developing the story. But it was still much, much better than the Bad Batch because there technically was progress in the story, because the story was a bounty hunter that's been left with this child that's force sensitive, finding out what he wants to do with it, and then getting his mission of what he needs to do with it at the season finale to set up the next season. That's the biggest difference. I've just finally found out what the biggest difference is after saying here's the biggest difference for about 3 times. But the biggest difference is Mando actually sets up the next season and gives it purpose, giving Mando the mission to return Grogu to one of its own kind, a Jedi. And the Bad Batch season 1 finale has done nothing for season 2 of the Bad Batch. So yeah, I guess this is another rant video on the Bad Batch. I do apologise if you're enjoying this series and these videos of mine are making you think worse about it, but I've got to get my opinion out there. I did expect so much better from the Bad Batch, especially the fact that it's basically Clone Wars Season 8, it is. And it has the same people working on it, Dave Filoni. What are you doing? I get that Season 2 is probably going to be a masterclass. It genuinely is probably going to be incredible. But Season 1 wasn't. And that's the problem. I'm not saying that I hate Season 2, because it hasn't come out yet. Season 1 is a waste. What have you been doing with your time on Season 1? What is the point in it? I don't like any of the characters more than I did from seeing them after Episode 1. So that hasn't achieved anything. Like those 13 episodes in the middle, whatever it was, it hasn't made me like the characters more. We've hardly had any development of the characters, so I just don't see the point in it. But anyway, that's going to be all. Please do leave a like if you agree with me, and if not, please do let me know in the comments, and well, leave a like as well. It would help me out quite a lot. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe if you are new, and click the notification bell on. We're very, very close to 9k, and after that is 10k, in which I will do a 10k special, but I don't know what that will be yet. But yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Also, please follow my Twitch, because I'm going to be streaming on there a lot more often than I have been since I first started it, because I finally sorted out like the best way to stream on Twitch, YouTube, and everything like simultaneously. And then obviously I'll be streaming on Twitch alone and not YouTube when it's non-Star Wars games, like I've said before. So yeah, goodbye.